Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Amber Gonzalez. And before I talk about what I really want to talk about, there's something I just want to vent that I want to just get off my chest, if that's okay. So, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in October, I took a trip to California to take care of our storage. Now, the plan was that I would sell whatever I could sell, bring back with me whatever I could bring back, and trash the rest, right? Did you catch that? I'll say it again, just in case. The plan was to sell whatever I could sell, bring back with me whatever I could bring back, and trash the rest. Sounds simple enough, right? Can't forget it. It's easy to remember. We all knew the plan. Every single one of us knew the plan. I left with that plan. I accomplished that plan, okay? Before I left to California, everyone gave me a list of their own of everything I needed to make sure I brought back with me. So on top of the main list that my husband and I already had, my husband also had a side list along with the kids, every single one of us. They each had their own list to give me. So, I get to California. They weren't there with me. They weren't there to see the frustration. They weren't there to feel the overwhelming sense of just wanting to pull your hair out. They weren't there to go through every single box to make sure I find everything that is on everyone's list. Nonetheless, I did it. Mom did it. Mom accomplished. I found everything. I brought back everything. In fact, I sacrificed my stuff, some of my stuff, so that I can make sure there was room in the car for their stuff. I get back to South Dakota. Everyone's happy. Everyone's excited. We're all unloading the car. Tell me why we're now in December and I still continue to hear, Mom, what happened to such and such thing? Hey, Mom, there was a toy that was inside of this box, and this is what the box looked like, and that box was inside of this box, and that's what that box looked like. Did you happen to see that? Hey, babe, did you bring back such and such? We're now in December. Do you see it in the room? Do you see it anywhere? You didn't ask for it in October, but you're asking for it now. Did you have it on the list? Because if you didn't have it on the list, then no, I didn't bring it back with me. It's so interesting. We're in December. This was in October, and I'm still hearing about what I didn't bring back with me. So that's what's going on in our household. I have to constantly hear it. But I think I shut it down for the final time. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that anymore. So what I really want to talk about is it is Christmas time. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying this season. I am loving it. We had snow here in South Dakota, and it was beautiful, and it lasted for like 3-4 days before it started melting. And so yeah, it was really nice. I'm really praying for snow on Christmas Day, but I'm looking at the weather, and the weather here is so bipolar, so you really can't tell. It could change in an instant. But so far it says that we're not expecting snow on Christmas Day or even Christmas Eve, but you never know. It could happen. But it is the end of the year. And at the end of the year, I always like to write out my next year's goals. And so it's funny because I like to also look back at the previous goals and I like to see what I've accomplished. And it's so nice to see, like, hey, I did that. Oh, I remember I wrote that. Yeah, I did that, you know. And some goals I accomplished that maybe I even forgot that I actually wrote down. So that's pretty cool. I didn't meet every goal. And whenever that happens, I make a decision on whether or not I want to continue to add it to the following year's list, or maybe priorities change, or it's just not as important anymore, and I just kind of chuck it. I'm done. No need, right? So I make that decision in a moment. And I usually have a long list because I think categories. Like I'll have a list of working out. I'll have goals that I want to meet for working out. I'll have goals that I want to meet in our finances, goals for my family, spiritual goals as well. And so I'll have it all in categories. And so this year I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it short, keep it simple. And so my husband and I, we've been praying for a strategy on what we're going to do to buy a home. We're here in South Dakota. We don't know how long we're going to be living here. However, we're making it a goal to buy a home out here in South Dakota. And it's funny because they don't actually talk about rooms. It's not like, hey, how many rooms did you get? How many rooms are you getting? You know, it's how many acres. That's their language out here, is how many acres did you get, right? So I'm just like, ooh, this is something new, something to look forward to. Just moving out here opened our eyes to another way of living. And I thought in my head, I knew what one way of living that I wanted, and moving out here completely changed it, where I'm just like, no, this is what I want. And so it's pretty fun. Joel and I, we like to dream, and we think about having horses on the ranch, you know, and I don't know. I don't know if that will actually happen, but it would be so cool. I've always wanted a horse. Ever since I was little, I had a pony on my list. Never got the pony, but maybe I will one day. Maybe it'll be a horse now. So I don't know, but it's fun to dream. But anyways, the goal for us that we are going to be coming together to talk about is buying a home here in South Dakota. And so we were actually just talking this morning, and he was like, I don't have a strategy. I was like, neither do I. He was like, that's all right. We'll just come together and let the creative juices flow. So we'll see what comes of our strategy, of our plan. But nonetheless, I want to point something out. Just because it's the end of the year doesn't mean it's the end of that season. A new year does not mark a new season. It doesn't work that way. Everything is on God's timing. So 2019, Joel and I, we were part of another church, and we were part of that prayer team. And it was in the morning, and we were praying for service. And after the praying was over, she was talking to my husband and I, she said, I saw the word reset over you guys. And Joel and I, we already knew what that meant, because God had been speaking to us about a fresh start, a restart, you know. So we knew reset. We were like, we don't even need confirmation about that. That is our confirmation from the word God has already given us. And so we didn't know what that was going to look like, but we knew it was coming. And so I was telling my husband the other day, I said, this is our reset. We are in the season of reset. We are in the season of a fresh start, of increase. The word that God actually gave us at the beginning of this year was increase. And let me tell you, trying times, because when all you see is decrease, and even before this year, before the word increase even came, and it was just nothing but being depleted, being robbed, or giving stuff away, having to pay for stuff to be taken away. Just all you see is decrease. It's hard. It's hard to believe for such a word as increase. And you're like, you don't know what that's really going to look like. But we are living in that word. We are living in increase. We are living in fresh start, a reset season. And we're about to walk into 2022 in that same season. Just because God gave you a word at the beginning of the year doesn't mean it ends at the end of that year. It continues. God continues to work inside. He just builds on top of it. But I want I want to touch on something because I know that we have experienced this for ourselves where maybe we feel like, man, it's just the same year. It's a new year, but it's the same. It's the same behavior. It's the same struggle. It's the same climb. It's the same situation, the same circumstance. I'm tired of it. It's the same year over and over and over again. Year after year, it's the same. So it's time to make a change. It's time to break free from certain mentalities so that you are able to move on to your next step, to be able to go after your dreams and your goals. Now, I also want to encourage you that there are some things that you may have learned in the past that you can still apply to today. However, I challenge you to be flexible, that you may need to either take certain things away, add certain things, or exchange certain things that are necessary. But I encourage you, if you have been stuck on the same cycle that you are repeating year after year after year, it's time to make a change. It's time to break free of it. And so I want to help you and equip you to be able to get out of that same cycle, to stop repeating. In fact, that's one of Joel and our prayers. That's one of our prayers, is that, God, we do not want to repeat California. We do not want to repeat previous years. So God, take our finances. Give us strategy for our finances. Give us strategy for our family. Give us strategy for the next step. We have to get out of this. You don't like where you're at? Do something about it. You don't like your situation? Do something about it. You are in control of that. Now, there are 4 steps that I want to help you accomplish. Okay? Step number 1 is dream. You need a dream. You have a dream. Whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's dead or it's asleep or you just think it doesn't even exist. You have a dream. God has placed it inside of you and He wants to pull it out of you. So you need to pray and ask God, what is the dream that you have placed inside of me, Lord? Because He will reveal it to you. He wants to reveal it to you. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. So there's a dream inside of you. Pray about it. Ask God. Seek Him for it. He will reveal it to you. I guarantee it. He will reveal it to you. Now, second step is to plan. Okay? You've got your vision. You've got your dream. You've got your goals. Now, you need a plan. What is the strategy? Pray for strategy on what you're going to do to reach that dream. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write it down. Make it plain. Make it clear. And do yourself a favor. When you are working out your plan, you're writing it down, don't look at your circumstance or your situation as in a way of doubt, where it's going to bring doubt upon you, where you're going to look at everything that's around you and think, man, I can't do this. There's no way. This is impossible to get out of this. I encourage you to look at it as in a determination that I'm going to do whatever I can to get out of this. Now, I want to encourage you, as you write it down, you may have it step for step for step for step. And that is great. Do that. But as you go on to step number 3, prepare. Step number 3 is prepare. Proverbs 16 verses 3 and 9, in short, I'm just going to paraphrase it, basically says to commit your plans to the Lord and He will establish your plans. He will establish your steps. So you may have written down step by step, but as long as you commit those plans to the Lord steps for you reaching your dreams, for your life, for your family, whatever it may be, it's already established. So commit that to the Lord and He will make sure you are walking in the direction He wants you to walk. And it may not look like what you've actually written down. That's why I said you have to make room for wanting to take away anything, add anything that needs to be added, or exchanging anything. because God is establishing your steps for you. But the prepare stage, it's time to get to work. It's time to get to the nitty-gritty, start grinding, and do what you have to do. And let me tell you, this stage, this step right here, is actually the longest and the hardest step out of all 4 of these. Because you will have opposition. Opposition will come. Struggle will come. You're going to feel like you're going in circles. You're going to feel like you're hitting the same wall over and over again. You're going to feel like you're not getting anywhere. And let me tell you, this is also the stage where when you're feeling like you're not getting anywhere, when you're feeling like all your efforts, your time, your finances are wasted and it's coming to nothing, don't be surprised if God says, hey, I see your work. I see what you're doing. But I need you to go over to that person and help them reach their goals. I need you to invest in that person, in that organization. I need you to give your time, your efforts, your finances to help them reach their dreams. I guarantee that will reveal your own heart to you. What is in your heart will come out in that moment. But I encourage you, I'm giving you warning, I'm giving you a heads up now, it will come. And when it does, be open fist. Don't be closed fist. Be open fist. Be generous. Do what the Lord says to do. Because He gave you that dream. And only because of Him will you accomplish it. And so, your open fist tells you and tells God, you know what, God? Take out what doesn't belong. But He can also put in what does. So, keep that in mind. But this is also the stage where you have to tell yourself, you know what? I am in this for the long haul. I know the opposition's going to come. The heartache's going to come. The frustrations, the sleepless nights are going to come. But I'm in this for the long haul. I need to be disciplined. Because let me tell you how important discipline is. Because when you don't feel like it, that's when discipline kicks in. So we need to live a life of being disciplined no matter what. And do yourself a favor. Please, please make room for mistakes. You will have errors. You will have trials. You will fail. But fail forward. I know some of you guys may have heard that phrase before. When you fail, please fail forward. Do not give up. Do not give in. Keep going. And then, if you don't give up too soon, you get to do step number 4, which is live. You get to live out your dreams. Colossians 3, verses 23 and 24. I encourage you to look it up, but I'm going to paraphrase it. Basically, it says, whatever you do, do as unto the Lord. It is your responsibility. It is your right, your privilege to serve the Lord in your dream. He gave it to you. Serve Him in it. Don't put Him on the back burner. Don't forget about Him. Remember Him. Give Him glory. And remember that when you make it, please turn around and help someone else. Keep that mentality of pouring into others, helping others get to where they want to be. So, let's recap. 4 steps. Dream, plan, prepare, live. Apply those steps to your life. Tell yourself in advance all that you need to tell yourself. Count all the costs of your dreams. Count it. Count the costs. Write it down. Tell God what you need to make this dream work, to make it get off the ground. He's going to show up. So go into 2022 with a mentality of determination and discipline and see what comes of it. There's power in writing things down and place it where it's in front of you, that you see it every single day. And I encourage you, I strongly encourage you, don't wait till 2022. Why wait? Start today. because there is no time like the present time. Take care.